Hello everyone, welcome back. GearBest have recently sent me this interesting tape measure here. It's a Measure King, it says here, Measure King. It's a 3-in-1 digital tape measure. I think you can just about see what it says on the back here. You've got 3 ways to measure. Hopefully you can see that, get it right, there we go. You've got a chord mode, roller mode or a laser mode. It's quite a large thing, as you can see, look guys, by my large hands it's quite large. So I think what we'd better do is, before we do anything else, is get it out of the packaging. And I've got my shears here for that, because it's one of these completely sealed in. I'll chop that off before it cuts anybody's hands. There we go. Around the corner of it. Alrighty. And we're in. There's all sorts of stuff. And the instructions. And that's basically it, guys. So we'll fling that over there. And that as well. And here it is. I think it's going to need possibly some batteries in here somewhere. We've got some instructions, so what we'll do is I'll take a look at the instructions and see what we do with it, and then I'll be straight back. Okay, so according to the instructions here, you've got to take this cover off just here using a screwdriver, and there's 4 AAA batteries going into this thing, and I'm going to be using some of my favourite batteries from the cheapo shop down the road. So first of all then, let's get this cover off. Okay, right. Does it come off? How does it come off? Okay then, so just lift it off like so, giving you access to the battery compartment. Here are my 4 AAA batteries, the ones I like. So look, so one's got to go that away. In goes the final one. Put the top back on again, hopefully. There we go. And put the screws back in the back of the unit. Like so. There's 1, 2, 3. Okay. Okay then, so the Measure King, what can we do with it exactly? Well, on the front here we have a laser ranger sort of thing, laser measurements here. You know, for like walls, wall to wall, floor to ceiling sort of thing. Then we have a cord coming out the back here, so you can measure, you know, like this, or round something strange. And we also have a little wheel at the front here too, so that you can run it along something to measure it. Basically you power it on, like there's a button here, so you push that button in. And there we are, we've woken it up. You can see it doing stuff there. At the moment it's set to measure from the front of the device here, but if we push and hold this button in here, there we go, it's moved up to the back now, so that it's measuring from the back edge of the device. So you can butt it up against a wall like this to measure with a laser, or take a measurement with the cord. And the idea is when you laser range it, let's put it back at the front again. There we go. To laser range thing, well we've got it on laser ranging now. It's set just there. You can. There's the mode button here, so we can go from laser. Oh, it's still on here. Laser. That's the rolly wheel, and now we've got a little light underneath, so you can see where you're going with it. Press it again, and we go to the tape here, the cord. You can see it doing some numbers just there, hopefully. Okay, so if we go back to laser my hand, we push the button here, and there we go, we get a measurement there. 35 centimeters apparently. 350 millimeters, is that? 35 centimeters, I think so. You can also change it to inches, as you can see where it's centimeters there. So just push these 2 outer buttons together, and we've got feet in inches. Press it again, and we just got inches. Now we're going back to centimeters again, so it's feet in inches and inches. Right, let's see how good this laser is. We'll measure from this part of the wall here to to just there and see how accurate it is. Let's get a measurement of that distance first. Okay, so I make that roughly 107 inches when the tape's finished folding itself away. Okay, so let's push the button on the back here to get a measurement from here to the other side. And it's come up with 108 inches and 3/16. Okay, so let's say you wanted to measure around something like this laundry basket here, which as you can see is oval. If we try to do it with a standard tape measure here, I think we have a bit of a job, to be honest with you. You see how the tape measure's going there. Look, you're not going to get a very accurate reading at all. So let's see what sort of reading we would get here. Roughly about 45 inches or so. Yeah, not very easy at all really, is it, guys? And quite noisy too. So let's get the measure king. We'll get it onto, hang on, here we go. We'll get it onto the little cord around the back here, and we'll get it measuring from the back here as well, and we'll do it in inches. So basically you just wrap the cord around whatever you want to measure. Let's have a look. Pull it tight to there, like so, and we've got 44 7/8 of an inch. Right, let's give the little roller a go, shall we, guys? Right, and there we go, there's a little roller set. As you can see, the little lasers come on, so we can see what we're doing with it. So if we start at this join here, make sure it's clear. Hang on, let's clear that. Right, there we go. Run it from the join all the way around, and see what measurement we get from that. There we are, we're back at the start again. 44 1/4 of an inch there, guys. So that's probably the easy way of capturing it, using the little roller wheel there. Right, now I've just measured from this line here all the way up to the garden, to the hedge up there, as 26 feet. So let's see what the measure king can do with that. Right, so I'm more or less level with the line on the floor, on the slabs down there. So let's get that. You won't be able to see this, but I'll get the laser going up the garden to the hedge. Right, and what have we got? Error. So it doesn't seem to be able to measure that far then, guys. Okay then, so this little thing is obviously designed for measuring inside of rooms and nothing more than that. If it gave us an error at 26 feet, I think that was out there. As you can see, it's quite a largish piece of kit. Seems to be quite well made. Slightly rubberized finish here, plastic there, just a little bit of rubber overlay, you know, to give it some protection if you drop it. I don't know how many times you could drop it without breaking it, but it seems to be a fairly sturdy little piece of kit. And so we've got a pocket clip here on the back, pocket or belt clip, whichever, and it takes 4 AAA batteries too. So all in all, quite an interesting bit of kit really. Yeah, if you was to do a lot of measuring rooms, you know, it might be easier just to use the laser on it and get your measurement you want. 1.6 inches apparently. This thing has a memory mode on it as well, so if we laze our measurement there like so, we then press on the mode save key for a few seconds and we get memory 1 popping up. So that will hold the measurement you've got there. If you, there we go, get out of it, so it's cleared it, but by pressing the memory button in the middle there, and it's back again. So that's quite handy, so you can keep your measurements. I think you can save up to about 5 different measurements, I do believe. So that's handy. Okay then, so let's thank GearBest for sending the Measure King to me to see if I'd like to have a go with it. It proved quite interesting. It couldn't measure the length of my garden, so it's obviously designed for indoor measurements only, I would have said. I mean, you've got the laser on the front here, we've got a little roller just here, and we've got a little cord for measuring, which is a bit squeaky, as you can hear. And so it does take 4 AAA batteries in the back here. So you'll have to bear that one in mind if you purchase it, because it doesn't come with the batteries. Would I like it better than a standard tape measure? Well, being old-fashioned, I think I'd prefer the standard tape measure, to be honest with you, over this thing. It's much easier to measure from wall to wall with this, a lot easier than it is trying to juggle a tape measure, which you usually, if you've got a big enough room, you'll need 2 people at the very least. You only need 1 person with this thing here, so it's quite handy in that way. Build quality, not too bad. It's a bit lightweight, I suppose, but then I guess there's no great big steel tape inside it like there's this one here. It's all electronics and a little bit of cord at the back, so that's probably where a lot of the weight saving comes from. If we have a slightly rubberized finish around the outside of it, you've got this wire type clip which feels quite strong actually, and it also gives you the 3.5 inches from front to back of the unit like you get on a standard tape measure too. So there's the laser, and the little wheel also has a little a light that pops out, so you know where you're aiming to and from, as it were, when you're rolling it up and down. I've noticed that the instructions mention you should be pushing this button here every time you make a measurement, even with the roller wheel or the cord, but I managed to get it to work without pressing the button for these 2 parts here. But you definitely have to push it with the laser, or else nothing's going to happen. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this little review. Fairly interesting piece of kit, something different. I haven't got a laser ranging device in the house, until now that is. Yeah, it should be ideal for, as I say, wall to wall or floor to ceiling measurements. A lot easier than trying to mess around with your tape measure, that much I have to say. The build quality seems to be fair enough for the price. Quite solid. There's no creaks to it. You've got a memory facility on there as well. The different modes, yeah, not too bad at all then, if you're interested in a more modern, up-to-date style of measuring than one of these things here. Alright guys, well, I hope you enjoyed the review. Hope you'll come back again. If you've got any comments or questions, please leave them down below. And basically, I will catch you laters.